crash, describe how quickly those people need to be pulled out. We understand now that 4 people have been pulled out, still waiting on the conditions, but we do understand that this was a fatal crash. That helicopter, if you could take a look at the scene, I know we were hearing sort of how it was flipped, or there was visuals of that. We, from the Manhattan side of the Hudson River, cannot see what was being described. What we do see in the Hudson, this is along the Jersey City shoreline, are just a number of police and fire boats. I would count upwards of a half dozen, probably closer to a dozen in that vicinity. And really, it's at the base of the filtration tower for the Holland Tunnel. This is the western side of the tunnel. And you were going to cross directly to the east, you would come out at Houston Street, and of course the heliport. And we don't know, again, if this was a helicopter coming from the heliport on the west side at about 30th Street, or if it was headed there. I tend to see helicopters flying north closer to the Manhattan side and flying south closer to the Jersey City side. I live in this area, so I've noticed that about helicopters, but I couldn't say in this case which direction the helicopter was going in. But again, 4 passengers or 4 people on that helicopter. We understand that this has been decided as declared a fatal crash. And the scene is still out there. They're probably trying to figure out if there's anyone else there that needs to be pulled up, or trying to track down the helicopter at this point. And then again, on the West Side Highway, on the Manhattan side, dozens of emergency vehicles. And even on the Jersey City side, I can see up and down the streets a number of emergency vehicles as well. But this is, a good mile or so from where I'm standing. So it is really hard to make out the details of the scene. But from the witnesses' accounts, even from this side of the river, they heard the noise, that thumping sound of the rotor, and then they noticed, they saw that helicopter submerge immediately.
I'll update what we have, new information coming in. Now we're being told there were 5 victims on this helicopter, a mix of adults and children, and we're told that all of them have been moved, at least we believe all of them have been moved to hospitals on the Jersey side. And in fact, we have Sandra Bookman on the Jersey City side right now. Sandra, can you hear us? Can we come to you right now?
Yes, I can hear you. We are on a pier off Jersey City, and right behind me, I'm going to ask photographer Matt Godziminski to zoom into that scene. This is the scene we're talking about. There's even a point where you can see in the river the chopper, which appears to be flipped over in the Hudson River. Emergency crews here on the scene. There's a small crowd that is gathered here watching, people surprised about what's going on. We've talked to several people who said they saw that chopper falling into the water. In fact, I'm going to bring in one of those people right now. Sarah Jean Raymond was practicing for a half marathon, right? So why don't you tell us what it is that you saw?
I was by the I was by the Locash restaurant. I just stopped facing this way. I saw the helicopter was still in the air. Suddenly I see a little bit like going like this.
Sideways?
Yes, a little bit. I saw some pieces, like some black pieces going everywhere, and one of the propellers just separated from the helicopter, and the helicopter just fell in the water. I saw the splash, and one of the propellers just kept spinning in the air. It was like, I was in shock. I tried to call 911. I couldn't reach anyone. I just ran towards it. It was very fast though, like they're very fast to come here. I don't know what happened, if the people survive or anything, but oh my God, it's like you don't see that very often here.
No, you don't see that very often. Describe for me again. You said you saw pieces flying off of the chopper before it hit the river?
It was like some pieces going around. I thought it was like birds or something black, but I think it was one of the pieces of the propeller. So there's 2 propellers like did that spin. One separate, I think one broke into pieces, and the rest, well, the rest of the storage fell. So I don't know what happened. Is it mechanical? Is it bird?
I think those are some of the questions that they are trying to answer right now. Thank you so much for talking with us, Sarah. Several other people said they saw the chopper falling as well, scared them to death. They tried calling 911, had a hard time getting through, likely because everybody else in the area was was also calling 911. I think, David, I just heard you say that you believe there were 5 people on board, including some children, and they have been taken to hospitals here on the Jersey City side.
Yeah, Sandra, we want you to stand by for 1 second because we are receiving some of our first video. We do want to warn you that you are going to see exactly what that eyewitness that Sandra was talking to describing several pieces of the helicopter crashing down. You can see